Well, Commissioner Garber, what qualities do you believe that David possesses that will translate from success on the soccer field to being a successful team owner?
Well, it starts with the fact that as you all get to spend more time with David, you'll find him being incredibly focused, incredibly smart. All of us that love sport have a long history of dealing with athletes over the last number of decades, and many of them are bright, many of them are giving back to the community, but very few of them really have this incredible focus to be able to translate that which made him a great athlete, working hard, being a good teammate, being very prepared, and he has been able to transition those skills that made him one of the great footballers to now, hopefully, and I'm really quite confident, being one of our great owners. I want to just give a couple of quick points too. David's going to be leaving here, go to New York to do some things with his wife, and then he's going to spend a week in the Philippines, an area of this world that really needs a lot of help and a lot of support. That's not something he has to do. It's something because it's part of his ethos, it's part of his character, and that speaks to the kind of person that he is and I think the kind of owner that he will be. So when we had the opportunity to bring David in as an owner when he started playing in our league, all of us, our ownership, every member of our board, all of our staff believed, boy, if we could get to the point where we can get through the years that he was such a great player in Major League Soccer and work with him to convince him to become an owner, it would be great for our league, great for the sport, and great for everybody who loves this game in the U.S. and Canada and around the world.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Mayor Gimenez, the County Commission voted to give you the authority to negotiate with a Beckham-led group for a stadium site. Where does that process stand?
Well, we started our negotiations last week, and the start of the negotiations was just what is the process of negotiations, and so that's where we are right now. We know that we have to get rolling on it. There is a time crunch to identify a site, get control of a site, so that we can begin the process of the construction of the stadium. And as I said before, we are willing partners. We're very grateful that Mr. Beckham, David Beckham, and MLS has chosen Miami as the site for their next franchise, and we think it's going to be their most successful franchise. It's also very important for us because it really is the culmination making of us really the international city that we're becoming, and we're growing, the gateway to the Americas, and it's such a really natural fit to have Major League Soccer here, and especially have the Beckham brand here in Miami. So we're very proud of that. We're going to do all in our power to make sure that we get the stadium built in the right place and as quickly as possible so that we can start enjoying the matches. If I may, I want to recognize that we have at least 5 commissioners here from Miami-Dade County, Commissioner Bell, Commissioner Moss, Pepe Diaz, Javier Soto, and I see also Commissioner Bruno Barreto. If there's any other commissioner in the crowd, please, I can't see you, but at least those commissioners are here. That's a clear indication also that there is support, political support, for getting this done. And so as the mayor of Miami-Dade County, they've tasked me with that, and we'll do everything in our power to make sure it happens.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. Now we're going to open it up to questions from the press. I ask you, please raise your hand. Do not shout questions. I will acknowledge you. We have microphones that will be brought to you so we can all hear your question. Please state your name, your media outlet, and make your questions as brief and to the point as possible so we can get to as many of you as possible. Y para los reporteros que quisieran hacer preguntas en español, tenemos intérpretes aquí que pueden traducir las preguntas al inglés. Yes.
Do I need a mic?
Do we have a mic that we can bring over to Gary?
And forgive me if this has been addressed already. I mean, traffic. We have traffic in Miami. Mr. Beckham, much has been made by public officials that no public money will be used to build the stadium or its surrounding infrastructure. To what extent do you and your group intend to seek public money?
Hello. That's very true, and it's a great question because it's a question that obviously the people of Miami and of this great city want to know. We don't want public funding. We will fund the stadium ourselves. It's something. It's something that we have worked very hard to get to this stage where we can fund the stadium ourselves. We want to, obviously we've had some great work from the Mayor and Don and obviously the commissioners, and the support that we've had so far has really been incredible. So we want to create a stadium, we want to create a soccer team, a football club that is the people's football club. It's simple as that. You know, I've worked for some of the biggest clubs in the world with some of the greatest players in the world. And this is a dream. You know, if someone would have turned around to me at 11 years old and said, you know, you're going to play for Manchester United, you're going to represent England, you're going to play for Real Madrid, AC Milan, the Galaxy, and then become an owner, I probably wouldn't have believed them. But I've lived the dream. And for any children growing up, when they turn around to me and they say, you know, what can I be and how can I get to the level that these other players and professional players like Ronaldo, like Messi, like the players that are out there can get to, you know, this is what football can do for you. This is what soccer can do for you. It can give you a great career, it can give you a great life, it can give you the most exciting passion that any sport can give you. And that's what we're bringing to Miami.
Okay, thank you. Yes. The gentleman right behind you.
McCarthy, Fox Sports, Don and David. What do you have to do over the next few years to ensure this club is a success, both in the short term and in the long term?
What can we do? There's a lot of things to do. But like I said, you know, nothing successful is easy in life. You know, there are going to be bumps along the way, there's going to be difficult times, but there'll be more fun times and exciting times than difficult times. I've learned over the years that you have to go through certain tough times to actually come out at the end and be successful. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of interesting people, and we've had a lot of great people that want to invest in this team and this club and believe in this project that we're doing. I think that's where we start. I think when you have the right investors, when you have investors that have passion, I'm not just talking about the wealth-wise, I'm talking about passion for the game. You know, we want investors, we want in partners that are passionate for the game, not just about, you know, about being, you know, successful and earning money out of this. This is not what we're doing. We're making a soccer club, a football club that's going to be loved by many millions of people. I'm not just talking about just the city of Miami. We plan on bringing a team that's going to be a global team. You know, I spoke about this before, I spoke about it many times. I'm committed to this league, and I've been committed to this sport for many years. And this is what we plan to bring to Miami. You know, I've seen the change over the last 10 years. You know, I've only been playing in LA for 6 years, but I've seen the change in this league. I've seen the interest in this league. I've seen the likes of Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona come over to America, and they spend time here. They want to play against the MLS teams. They're interested in this league, and that's what's changing, and that's what's happening. And yeah, there's a lot of hard work to do. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of talks going to happen. There's obviously a lot of people that are going to want to know what we're doing, how we're doing it. But we have the answers, and you know, we're honest people. We will be honest with people, and we have been so far, and we will continue to be.
Okay, thank you. Nene.
Mi nombre es Gloria Ordaz y quiero hacer la pregunta en español. Muchas personas consideran que para que este equipo sea exitoso en la ciudad de Miami debería incluir jugadores de todas las Américas. ¿Cuál es su visión para este equipo? There's a lot of people in the community who feel that in order to have a successful team, it needs to be represented by many different cultural backgrounds and Americans. What is your plan on that?
My plan. I'm sorry, I'm going to answer this in English because I can express myself a little bit better in English, but what I will say is, yes, we will want to bring some of the best players in football, in soccer to Miami to play in this team. I've seen what happens to teams when you bring great players in. I'm talking about the Heat. But when you look at a team like that, when you look at a franchise like that, you want success, you want people talking about the team. And yes, we will bring great players into this team. That's the fortunate thing about my career and the teams that I've played for and the players that I've played with. You know, players are already interested in coming to Miami. Who wouldn't want to live in Miami and to play in Miami? But the one thing that I want to achieve more than anything is I want to set up a great academy, a kids academy that brings young players from all over Miami. We want local talent, we want local children, we want local football players that believe that they can reach the top and play in the MLS and play for the US team and play for the Mexican team and play for whoever and wherever they're from. You know, that's the important part for me. I want to create a team that has young players coming through the academy that go into the team. It's not about just bringing the best players from Europe, the best players from South America. It's about nurturing talent, and that's going to be the difference in, you know, whether, you know, America are going to be, you know, a great team, are going to have the chance to win a World Cup one day. You know, it's about bringing young talent through. There's the US team, the way they've improved in the last 10 years has been incredible, and I've seen that. But that has to continue, and the only way that's going to continue is if we have good academies, we have good coaches, we have good young children coming through, and that's what we aspire, that's what we want.
Sí, el plan de trabajo va a ser para atraer los mejores jugadores en el mundo. Lo importante es el éxito para el equipo, pero también a la misma vez la idea es crear academia acá en la ciudad de Miami para poder desarrollar talento, porque al final de cuentas la juventud y esos sueños es lo importante para poder desarrollar jugadores para las selecciones de Estados Unidos, de México, para un futuro.
You gave up your chance, so I'll give it back to René.
Mr. Beckham obviously starts in René with Channel 41. Obviously starts in Miami, but do you guys, even you, Mr. Garber, do you guys have a vision as to what a powerful player United States will be in the soccer world?
I'll start with that one and then throw it over to David. The ascension of the U.S. national team over the last number of years has been remarkable. And it's driven very much so, to David's point, by young kids that are coming out of youth programs and academies throughout our country. You look at where our league is now and impacting the U.S. national team, the vast majority of the players that are going to go over to Brazil are players that are in our league. Either those that went through a youth system or went through the college system. Our goal for Major League Soccer is to be one of the top soccer leagues in the world by 2022. In order for us to be able to achieve that, we need to continue to invest in this sport at the bottom and make our clubs more and more influential and more important in the communities. If we're able to do that, we will be able to turn not just the United States, but also where we have 3 teams up in Canada, into being far more influential in the world of global soccer, and hopefully have our team win the World Cup sometime soon, and hopefully, frankly, to have the Canadians qualify for their first World Cup. That is our laser focus, and I think we'll be able to achieve it. The achievements over the last 10 years in our league are things that nobody ever expected to happen. I think you'll see achievements with our national team and ultimately the Canadian national team that'll surprise many people in the years to come.
David, did you want to add to that, or?
Yeah.
Take it away.
Yeah, obviously I agree with everything that Don says. You know, it's what this country aspires to be. You know, this country wants to be the best at everything, and I've loved to have been part of this for the 6 years that I lived in LA. You know, I know the passion in this country. I know the passion that the Canadians have, and how proud they are to have the teams that they have in the MLS. And that's what we want. You know, we want people to be proud of not just their MLS team that they support, but their country that they support, and they're going into World Cup competitions or qualifying games. So it's exactly what we want to achieve.
Thank you. Thanks. Purple shirt.